Good morning, everyone. We love and thank you all for joining us here today. What if I told you that the secret path to AI ROI was discovered by Beethoven in 1824, some 201 years ago, when he delivered his masterpiece, Symphony Number 9. You don't see the connection between AI ROI and the music. Well, I'll attempt to explain. Music composers don't just use one instrument. What they do is combine and consolidate the flutes, the trumpets, the bassoons, the oboes, the vocals, and the strings, and they bring them all together. They don't force a trumpet to sound like a guitar. They don't lock musicians to stick to a rigid melody. What they do is blend and harmonize. And when you get the output, you don't hear the individual instruments or the effort went into making all that up. All you hear is sheer beauty for your ears, and that's seamless, that's magical, that is composition, and that's what a composer does. And that has been the inspiration for us in building this product, eGain Composer. Before I talk about the composer, I'd like to share some of the pain points that we have observed in the industry with 28 years of experience in working with customers across the segment in why the challenge, what is hampering in getting the ROI of AI in the customer experience side. There is no single source of truth. I spoke to one customer in the banking sector, and the anecdote was very interesting. Their customer data sits in a CRM, something like a Salesforce. Their policy documents are in some Atlassian tool. Their transaction records are in some mainframe sitting there, and the policy docs are in some legacy system. So when you build an AI agent to connect to these different disparate systems, it cannot determine what is the real truth sitting underneath, how to serve that truth. So that's the real challenge, no single source of truth. And many times, the content itself is not ready for the generative AI's age. I mean, this problem is more pronounced in retail and manufacturing sectors. Think about some policy docs written in PDF in 1987 that only 2 people inside the entire organization understand, or some product brief with lots of figures and tables that the AI cannot contextualize easily. That's a challenge. And many times you have images sitting there, lot of information that AI readily cannot consume and ingest and build upon. That's a problem. We have, in fact, observed many times institutional knowledge all the way up to roughly 80% of it is not consumable by AI. So that's where we see that the content is many times not AI ready. Well, industry should help out there, but we also see some challenges there. There are solutions out there. Speaking to one of the customers, I learned that they currently have 5 AI vendors, each promising them the entire world to them, but each also requiring them to conform to their guidelines, their ingestion, their semantics, and their structure. Very little flexibility. So compounded by these problems of no single source of truth, non-AI ready content, as well as disjointed systems. If you try to build a solution together, what you end up building is something what we call the Frankenstein stack, where components do not talk to each other. There is no cohesion, and you don't get to harness the real power and potential of AI. With that mindset, with the inspirations of the music composers, we built this product called eGain Composer, which affords the ability to derive all the three things that my colleagues Ashu, Varsha, and Arvind talked about, the three things: trusted knowledge, deterministic reasoning, and assured action, all through a developer access. So you get to see not only from a platform software perspective, but you have a full composable developer access to it. And we firmly believe that if you get the trust in the knowledge side right, the ROI simply flows. Here is how we envision the modularity in terms of the composer works out. You have your content silos, conversation silos, and the policy silos that I think we talked about earlier. So those are sitting there, and we bring them in some good knowledge method that we talked about into what we call the trusted knowledge. But it's not just a mere consolidation of these information. We do it with correctly contextualizing it, building a semantic understanding of it. That's where our strength of the eGain Composer lies in. And that's not where it ends. When we go to the retrieval engine, our retrieval engine is not a vanilla RAG system. In fact, if we have built a layer of, we do a rules-based filtering on top of the retrieval engine that gives you the trusted knowledge and the deterministic reasoning. The third layer that we see is the agentic AI flows. We do want, in the age of Gen AI, in the 2025 unleashing of the agentic capabilities, we want the agentic AI to reserve the calendar automatically, update the customer preferences, customer profile automatically, and do many things automatically. So I think that's where the industry is heading. So we do support the agentic AI flows through that. And the fourth bucket as part of Composer is the user experience. The UX is crucial. In the end, as an enterprise, you want things to be consistent, coherent with your style and messaging. For example, a bank may want to go for a more professional, compliant tone and verbiage, whereas a gaming company would like to go for a more playful and engaging tone. So we make all that happen. That's the part we do on the user experience side. And I'm happy to say that working with our customers, we have been able to see all the good results that we want to get out of this whole exercise. The self-service, the customer satisfaction scores going up, the first call resolutions going up, the average handle times going down, and the time to productivity for agents shrinking. So all the goodness that comes out of it through our eGain platform, we are also offering for the developer. It's built on top of the AI Knowledge Hub and the AI agent that Arvind and Varsha talked about. But at a developer level, you have access to everything that we are offering. Now, coming back to the developer platform is one thing, but unless the things are built on a solid foundation, things won't be that effective. And our foundation relies on a bunch of tools we have built based on the industry needs, what our customers shared their pain points, and we love to solve. This conference is solved, and we love to solve customers' problem on a day-to-day basis. The Prompt Hub. Prompt Hub takes care of what prompts are working, what's are not working, how we can enrich them. You can do A/B testing, lots of interesting stuff third-party integrations for data sourcing, ingestion, as well as, I think, getting the experience out of it. Brand voice, like we said, I think we want to conform to that enterprise-specific tone, voice, and personality. We want to bring that. Analytics. So those analytics show you what's working, how many users are using it, what prompts have been more effective, so all kind of a live view of how the platform is going through. Knowledge intelligence is also very powerful. We learned earlier. It tells you that where the gaps are, how the documents, the portals can be enhanced. And last but not the least, eval tools that Varsha talked about. They also bring together a picture of end-to-end, what are the areas of improvement and how to achieve better metrics. And by the way, this is just a snapshot of half a dozen tools that we have. We have many more capabilities in our platform, but we feel that, I think, paired with this developer platform, eGain Composer, and this underlying tool capabilities, a lot more benefits of Gen AI can be harnessed. When we talk about, I think, developers, one thing that comes to mind is the API level access, the application programming interface. So we offer APIs at multiple layers because we believe in modularity. Those 4 layers are crucial to us. You have content silos, and then from those content silos, when you bring things into the trusted knowledge hub, you can use something called the ingestion APIs. So the ingestion APIs help you achieve some of the core key functionalities for your success. For example, the semantic chunking and embedding, which is important. Sometimes entity recognition for building the knowledge graph, compliance tagging, version control, all those capabilities available through the ingestion APIs. And then you build the trusted knowledge hub, which is the foundation for your future success. And from there, we start at the knowledge API. You get to see which portal, which platform is available. On the search side, we have a good set of search APIs. We have built some good practices. Over the years, working with our customers, we have built nice practices on, let's say, doing something very unique to how to empower the dense search for semantic search, or like sparse search, sparse vector search for, let's say, doing your keyword precision. And similarly, graph traversal for going through a multi-step quick Q&A types. So we have multiple capabilities, and our experience has given us the power and the freedom to make it available to you to harness those APIs. And similarly, agentic API help you build work across the tools and all the ecosystem that we have enabled. And by the way, on the agentic side, we are very, very, I think, keen to showcase the capabilities that we have integrated in some of the latest developer tools that have been used for AI agent. If you join us in the demo booth, you will see the integration done with the Microsoft Copilot Studio. You will see it in the Claude and multiple other platforms that we feel that for the coding assistant as well as the agentic AI development platform tools. So those are available inside those platforms, and you can get to experience them. And similarly, you can have the full experience that is always there for you. So this whole layers of APIs that are enabled through the Composer platform, they are at your disposal, and we do believe that you can come up with a lot of interesting use cases, applications, and scenario. And we do believe that we have created the foundation, but you are the composer. And here is a list of 6 different customers who we have already enabled in varying configurations utilizing our Composer platform. C1 to C6, and by the way, just a legend highlight, the magenta dots is where the eGain component has been integrated, And the blue ones are where customer brought their components to integrate and build a compelling, powerful solution. So you can see the 4 modular blocks that we talked about: trusted knowledge, retrieval engine, agentic AI flows, and the UX. There are varying combinations where our customers actually taught us. They have been the teachers. Like, let's say customer C6 utilized our trusted knowledge hub directly to integrate with their platform. Customer C2 utilized all the components of our eGain Composer platform, and they built a rich application around it. So the point I'm trying to make here, the possibilities are immense. There is a lot of capability, composability that we are offering, and we want you to hit the right notes to create the right music for your CX platform, utilizing the tools that we are enabling, utilizing the developer capabilities that we are enabling through eGain Composer. Just as an example, I think some of those customers, a gaming giant with a lot of customer base, I think came to us saying, I think they were not seeing their users were like basically wanted a rich in-gaming experience. They many times asked about user account level questions or about the game questions, so those kind of things. And they were not getting the relevant answer. Many times it had to be transferred to some human agent, and that's where they utilized these core pieces of our offering, the knowledge, the retrieval, and the UX side. So those building blocks were used by this gaming giant in one case, and I'm happy to say that they have been able to achieve a good reduction in number of support tickets that were being generated, as well as the user satisfaction for that platform has gone up utilizing those 3 blocks. And other customers have utilized in other different configuration. Banking is another area where banking and finance, where customers have adopted us very significantly, and there are 3 samples of how they have built their technology stack. So our messaging, your stack, your way, our customers are already showing us how to build those stack and deploy them at production scale and harness all the great goodness that comes along with it. Just to make it more concrete, what exact developer resources we are offering. We will be offering APIs with complete documentation, complete details on what needs to be done. By the way, it's all public on our webpage, apidev.egain.com. You can go there, there is a elaborate documentation to start to familiarize with what are the API capabilities we are enabling and showcasing. Having said that, and by the way, our APIs are type safe, were like battle tested, utilizing human tools, utilizing human capabilities, as well as AI tools. So we have, and by the way, we must mention these have been heavily utilized in the industry. So they have seen the day of the light or significantly already. We are also launching software development kits, SDKs, in the most popular languages that we see our customers adopting, Python and TypeScript. The idea there is that instead of a customer or a developer trying to figure out from a curl syntax how to write their code, we make it idiomatic for you. So if you are using an integrated development environment, the IDE, it automatically guides you how to write up that code. So that kind of guided coding is something that we enable directly. With the third part that I wanted to mention, that historically APIs have been heavily used, but for the AI generation, the model context protocol is tending to be seeing a wide adoption. So the MCP servers we are enabling for our Composer platform so that all the LLMs can naturally talk to our MCP servers, get the trusted information, deterministic reasoning, and assured actions that they need to get you the right level of success. The MCP servers are available on our GitHub platform. We have made it available in the local and native formats, so that's another developer resource which we feel that empowers you to do the composition of your platform successfully. And then we talked about the eval tools. Those are also at your disposal to make the best use of them. So this is some of the developer resources that have been made available that I wanted to highlight. Having said that, we have a community where we are very happy to hear from you how we can help and support you better. And just as also a reminder on how well we work with the industry player, what solutions that we readily integrate with. And this is not an exhaustive list of all what we do. On the data source side, we recognize that some of the most salient applications, the SharePoint, Teams, PDF files, GitHubs, the Confluence, and the Salesforce, I think tend to be the most important. We have more connectors, and you can bring data using those. Similarly, on the LLM, the large language models side, we want to make it flexible. Varsha explained that we give you the API level capability to swap in and swap out. Why are we doing that? It's a fast evolving. I mean, AI development is happening at a torrid pace. So we want to future-proof you, make you future-proof so that you're not stuck with a vendor with OpenAI, Gemini, Anthropic. And many times there are other reasons also. Some models are good for, let's say, the general Q&A types, and some models are excellent at reasoning type that I think the DeepSeek's R1 model launch showed us. So point is, we are giving you a capability to swap in and swap out models with ease and comfort. And naturally, on the experience side, we have enabled with many of the core CX, CCaaS, UCaaS platforms, the Genesys, Salesforce, ServiceNow, SAPs of the world. So you get to enjoy the rich experience that we offer through the platform. So all these industry ecosystem, the tools that are available, some of them that you readily deploy in your solution, our developers, all these developer resources also work with all these sources, models, as well as the experience side on what we offer through the platform. And towards the end, I would like to say that we are enabling a capability to readily experience our developer sources. You can sign up going to our website with comfortably using a single link, and I assure you, within 30 seconds, you should be able to get onboarded and start playing and seeing what is capable and doable. So the dev platform is all up for you. You get a nice trial period. You can do many, many creative stuff with our trial platform. So that's something to consider. The other part I would like to mention, we are doing some good demos on all these topics that we talked about, what all the developer capabilities we are doing in terms of the SDK APIs. So please do ensure to check out. We have multiple pricing options. We are doing a developer special pricing as well. So we want to work with you, and we want you to be very, very successful. So the first step, as I said, let's please start evaluating what our tools are offering. So that's one thing. And I will leave and conclude with a question by saying that, having shown you all the Composer capabilities that we have, I want to know and learn from you who from this audience wants to be the Mozart, the Beethoven, or the Bach of the AI CX space in 2025. I look forward to all of you doing that. Thank you.